how to.
Red versus blue.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
So, looking into like the Braintree API and having there be a button where it's like payback, and then it just sends them like a PayPal request or like PayPal money, could be like a cool way to extend it.
That's how you break up with them, though.
Yeah, it's like, all right, I'm done with you. You owe me money.
It immediately has been transferred. We're not friends on Venmo anymore.
It also it changes the.
We're live streaming.
Huh?
It also changes the phone. It also changes the number in your phone book to the rejection hotline.
Oh no.
In their phone book. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, that's a cat.
All right.
Thank you.
That was awesome. I'm kind of tired. Who would like to go next? We need like theme music to like. Now that we have speakers, you know, like Jeopardy or something. I don't know. Spotlights. We could actually probably do spotlights. They'd be really jerry-rigged, though, right? It'd be like a guy on a ladder being like. They'd be big fucking flashlights, and it's actually just a Lou with a flashlight. Tight rope walking between two buildings. But who would like to go next?
Yeah. I'm too lazy today. It's all you. Due to my recent induction into the database, okay. Yeah. Yeah. For people who don't know me, I'm Hanu Kunduru. As far as my side projects go, last week we were part of the Dev Week hackathon in the previous weekend, so most of this week was basically Piyush, who was my teammate at the hackathon, working on the project, and me just shouting at him. But yeah, so DocuSign liked our application, and I guess they're building. Oh, sorry. We built a document management framework for chat applications to manage e-signatures and documents within enterprises through different chat platforms like Slack or HipChat. We demoed this on an application called Flock, which is a Slack clone with additional functionalities like UI, UX, and widgets. So DocuSign, I guess, is building out a new developer onboarding and support system for which they want to work with us to basically understand how we worked with all of their integration APIs and help them make it better. I think they're coming out with a new version of it. So we will probably be meeting them later this week. So we were just trying to iron out all the bugs and hopefully make the whole thing decent and presentable. Apart from that, today during the makers meeting, I was speaking about the JavaScript workshop. So basically the idea was to have standalone workshop. No, that wasn't the idea. So over this week, I've been talking to different people and trying to come up with the right format so that we can have, like one of the ideas which Oliver was presenting was something like lightning talks, something like what Ian did during the last Moonlight demo. So start off with basic JavaScript, then every workshop would be more or less standalone, so that even if it's not a series where even if people miss, at least the early ones, you would still need to get a basic understanding of how the language works and how you'd code in the language, but then individual workshops would be introduction to various technologies like Node or front-end React and even jQuery and Angular and everything out there in single standalone workshops, which again can be grouped together and built later. The idea is to have at least one day, an hour for the workshop, like a session, and then later we can form smaller groups working on smaller projects and try to come up with build something you can possibly post on GitHub. I've already started working on collecting resources and having like a GitHub repo. So once I've finalized it for the first session, I'll be posting it on Moonlight as well. And then people can even refer to it later, and if they want to learn at their own pace, they can always refer to it and go use the resources. Any questions? Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, the first, basically yes for the first session. I still am researching into a lot of stuff in things like Node and React, because for example, React I haven't actually worked with a lot, so I'm going through other projects and tutorials and other stuff and trying to figure out the right, because we need it to be small enough for people to work on and still effective enough for them to use different things. So I'm trying to come up with things for other sessions, but first two sessions I more or less have a basic idea. I'll probably run it by a few people and see, get feedback on it. Yeah. Anything else?
The lightning talk.
Yeah.
Are you? So you're for that idea. Are you gonna do one soon, or you mentioned it first? I didn't hear why you mentioned it. Other than just mention it.
Yes, so I am for that idea to keep like people engaged in terms of maybe the introductory sessions would be more in detail. I'm not sure yet in terms of what will work, what will not work. After the first session, I'll try to figure it out based on how people are reacting or how much information dissemination is happening. And then based on that, introducing different technologies or basic ideas in technologies, I think it's much better if we have like a developer lightning talk where we just focus on let's do this one thing and then this is how you do it. Yeah. Okay. That's time's up.
See, now we have to plan lightning talks. No, I'm sure a lot of people will be happy to do lightning talks. It's a cool event. We will get it done. One day I will get to. Yeah. That was a weird sound. I don't know why. I don't know why I did that. Yeah. So actually, let's just do a quick survey. Lightning talks. This would be a 1 or 2 hour event with a line of speakers, each individually doing lightning talks of different subjects. So an overall shorter, so fewer speakers, but more. Well, each talk is 5 minutes. Okay, so. Okay, cool. So we could do something like that reoccurring, right? So yeah, okay, that's a good idea. I like that. That makes sense as a format. So, pitch number 2, reoccurring, let's say monthly lightning talks, durating about, let's say 45 minutes. So like, all right, 30 minutes, fine, Mason, fine. Let's say 4 people do a lightning talk, 5 minutes each. It's quick, whatever. Does that sound like something people would be interested in? You can nod your head slowly. Cool.
Can you do a lightning talk on sound?
That would be so badass and so over my head. I think I just tried that a minute ago. Okay. Who would like to go next? I don't know what that motion was, but going once, going twice, and
Always happens. We should have a list of people that are already dedicated to go. Call people off the list, and then at the end it's this like countdown thing. And if you reach the bottom number, it's just over.
okay, that's a good idea. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's cool. I mean, yeah.
Otherwise, we need a Jeopardy theme thing.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, in that case, going thrice. No. Okay. Cool. We're gonna move on to the demo component, which is gonna be the kickoff. The timing. Brian, how much? It's gonna start right now. But how much time do you think this part's gonna be? Pretty quick, right?
Pretty quick, yeah.
This should probably be. I don't know. They know more than I do, but it should be quick.
So like 10 minutes including Q&A?
We need your password.
Yeah. Quick final question, Oliver, that I didn't ask during your pitch. Yes. Is Moonlight made to be drop in or drop out? Yeah. Okay. I think that would be nice to like save every time, since people don't realize that you can like without being rude, drop in, drop out.
Cool. What'd you say, Vlad? Yeah. Can someone?
Whatever, I'll deal with it.
Oh, that's good. Actually, I'll help you deal with it. Wow, that looks so wrong.
Yes.
It's because the little screw's not down in the upper right.
Wait, how is this working even? Oh, it's connected to the fucking computer over there. Okay. I was like, how?
Magic all over.
Because that's my background too. Actually, it might not be. Lazy? Yeah. I'm very lazy. There we go. All right. Well, it's a little dinky, but it should work.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Where's the little screw?
To the left.
No, it's actually physically.
Yeah. We're kind of cutting
No,
off.
it's literally the thing. It's not. Yeah, you
So
have to adjust this
I'll
screw.
work on keeping this up. You
There's a pill for that.
Live stream.
Yeah, that's fine. Everyone needs to know what they're getting into. Yeah, I think it's a live stream that 0 people are watching, so we're good. All right. You make
All
the
right.
thing.
So I'm Brian. This is
I'm Matt. I make the bad jokes.
and we're here to officially kick off the first ever FT Game Jam.
What's
So-
FT stand for?
42. Or function. It depends on. So, you have 1 week to submit your games to our game jam, starting 1 hour ago. We went a little long, but it's up now. So you're going to be submitting your games to our itch.io page. The URL is itch.io/jam/ftgamejam. Your submission is going to be due by March 1st at 8:42 p.m.
Because we go to 42. Did you pick up on that yet?
And you will also have the option to demo at Moonlight. That's going to be on the submission form, whether or not you want to demo as part of the Moonlight showcase on March 1st. So you may work alone or with a group. Your game must be short. The total gameplay experience should be 15 minutes.
The faster the character dies and can respawn, the better.
Your game must be original. We don't want to see anybody, starting off of like a Unity template or something like that. That's not something we want to see. Your game must be fun. You would think that would go without saying, but we're the 2 guys who made Floppy Man at the Facebook Game Jam.
Yes. we make the best of games.
So that was certainly an interesting concept, but I wouldn't call it fun.
Oh, okay. But yeah, more importantly, the game's got to run in your browser.
Yes, the game has to be browser-based. It could be HTML5, WebGL, or it can run in Facebook Canvas as well.
Well, you mean Play Canvas?
Play Canvas. Well, that's
Yeah.
that's a WebGL engine.
Yeah.
Okay, so why are we giving you a full week? Because most of these things are usually like a weekend sort of thing. Well, we want to make sure that you have a flexible schedule for this, because we did kind of spring it on at sort of last moment sort of thing here. And there are exams, there are other events going on, like the showcase. And we don't want to make you feel like you have to work the full time period. That said, having it be a week long also gives you time to iterate on your idea and play test it much more than you would at a weekend game jam. And you also have more time to polish it as well, which is going to be important because We are partnered. Well, we're not exactly partnered. We are working with
Working with a
Fa-
potential partnership.
with a potential partnership with Facebook.
We're being live streamed.
Yes. So.
Use your words.
Okay, so
Okay, let me just go ahead and say, basically, of course, Facebook Games, you know, getting that on there as a whitelist scenario. So the goal of this is to show them, hey, 42 has a really good peer review system, so the game is not going to be judged by any specific people. It's going to be peer reviewed by us. So then what's going to happen is that the people with the Facebook contacts, me, Brian, and Chris Renfro, are going to drag the ones that you guys like over to Facebook and be like, hey, here's what we were able to make. Could you whitelist our site? So that way, everyone would be whitelisted instead of certain people, which is a more efficient way to do things.
yes. All right, yeah, that's pretty much for that slide. So, yes, the clock is ticking. You will have 7 days. Be sure to check the full list of rules on our itch.io page. And we also have a markdown full of resources for the game jam on the Moonlight repo. Yes, and be sure to be sure to join the game dev Slack channel. We've yes, there was an invite sent to cadets. We will send another invite after the presentation.
And
Okay.
basically tell all your friends, and the more games we make, the better, because then that gives people, you know, cadets and other people just a better open source thing to make more HTML5 games, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
That is another rule. It's going to be open source, so don't put your like. Yeah, don't put keys in it or anything stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just assume whatever the hell you're making is open source at the moment. And does Rob have a question?
Has to be for itch.io.
Two little pieces. I think it's really smart that you guys can close it once it started, because I think that a lot of people are going to be interested in the next couple, coming hours, next 2 days. But I did read the review you guys did. Not poking fun, I think less programmer jokes in the one paragraph. There was like 6 in one paragraph there, and it was really hard to read through for a second. I was like, and
Yeah.
they're in game.
Rob, I'm the master of cringe, and I'm offended.
But also really stoked that it's happening.
Yeah.
Bam. You had to raise your hands. I went bam.
Look at me.
Yeah, I'm looking at you.
No, you got 4 minutes left. That's what I was saying.
Okay.
Keep the programmer jokes, just have at the bottom if you have any questions, ask us on Slack. Didn't understand something.
Are there any FT Game Jam questions? I mean, I know I'm from West Virginia, but writing English ain't that hard. It's good like, right?
I don't know what you just said.
That's the point. Just ask if anyone has any real like Game Jam questions.
So does anyone actually have wait, you're putting words in my mouth now,
Yeah, I'm putting
Fredericks.
words in your mouth. So, does everyone here know how to make a game?
No. Of course not. I mean, this is going to be a learning experience for a lot of people, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and you know, I at least I hope it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do we have 5 minutes left, or are you asking a question? Okay, cool.
A real, a classic FT Game Jam question. So a lot of people have no idea what the fuck they're doing when it comes to games. This is a normal state. Can they come up to you and ask you questions about how to do games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's made an HTML5 game, and I've made multiple bad games in the past. Yeah.
Cool. Wait, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
What are your schedules like in the lab?
So I'm
How often are you in the lab? When are you in the lab? Where do you usually sit? How do people find you?
I'm usually there during the day. Matt, you tend to come in.
I'm there whenever the hell I have to be. I'm probably not going to be here Saturday or Sunday because I got to go buy something because I have a problem.
I'd say just go to the Slack channel, right?
Okay, Ian had a question.
So, when making messenger games, is there anything with like API we need to be working with, or can we really port any HTML?
You can literally port anything as long as the graphics is supported. So as long as it's WebGL or Canvas, you're good. The only other API you're going to really heavily want to consider is using the Facebook ad thing, because that's how you build your money, and none of the other Facebook Messenger games have it at the moment. And I'm assuming assuming that you could import it. I just don't know why no one else has.
But yeah, the Facebook API support is something you would probably put in post jam after it's
Just
gone.
leave room for it. In your pages
Yes.
and stuff.
Yeah.
No,
No.
we don't care about
We're,
that.
we're not following the norm.
We're not following Normanet. Okay, Charlie doesn't have a question. Does anyone else? We only have one Charlie finger left. Okay, Mr. Hurd. You have a job. You don't need to do this game jam. The fun's over, Matt. It's all over. Okay, Makia, is that a raised hand or are you just like really awkward, right? Okay, Ezekiel, you have a question.
I do not have a job, and I will ask the same question that did.
Okay.
What is fun supposed to be?
Okay.
All right, so fun is obviously a very subjective thing. We've tried to sort of break it down into a few different things. Fun in this case, it's the main like voting criteria. So we've got fun factor, which is just basically how enjoyable the game mechanics are. Replayability. How are you willing to replay the game again after playing it the first time? Accessibility. Are you able to understand how to play the game very quickly? Brevity. Are you able to completely understand the game quickly?
So in essence, fun, basically you have to understand these are games that you're playing while you're waiting at the bus stop, ordering food and waiting for the food to come to you, or you're just doing friendly things. So like it's asynchronous multiplayer, so each game should have a high score. Because what happens is you go in Messenger and you challenge a friend to beat your score. So you play the game, you say, I'm done, and it sends your friend your highest score, and then it's like, hey, can you beat Rob's highest score? And then of course, Mason's like, hey, yeah, I can. I can beat his Yo-Yo Master score because I'm the Yo-Yo Master in real life. Well, guess what? You can make the yo-yo game. So essentially what it is that one life, essentially, like once that's over, you're dead, and then instant like respawn. Like you don't want the person sitting through like some story every single time they die. So basically, as soon as the player fails, they can try again. That's basically the main fun concept.
Does it need to be both mouse controllable and touch?
The actual controls are quite simple. Like, you know, when you tap on your phone, that's clicking. When you move your finger around on your phone, that's moving the mouse. And when you tilt your phone, that's arrow keys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how it maps. Yes. Right now, because this is a Facebook game thing, it should all be like, you know, family friendly. You can have profanity in it, but you should just do Qbert speak. Like that shit, yeah. You can make the dab game. Yes, you can make a game like that. In fact, like there's several games like that in WarioWare, but that's not about dabbing. Yes? Basically, the API can be added later. It's really simple. It's just basically a wrapper for your HTML5 game. So we don't really have access to that yet because we're not whitelisted, but you just build a game that fits in the framework, and it's just like adding a WebSocket. The prize for winning is that you get a bitchin' thing to add to your resume. That is the fucking prize.
Pretty much, yes.
It'll run on Chrome. It'll run on anything that you can install Facebook Messenger on. Your game will run.
You don't have to. You don't need to test it necessarily in the app because that's going to require the usage of the API. So you're probably better off testing it in Chrome or Firefox or something like that.
And anything that you can code in HTML5 that works in WebGL or Canvas graphics will run on all the systems that Facebook Messenger is on. I can guarantee you that. That'll work.
That works too. Yep, if you want to test it on mobile, that's a good idea. So, any other questions?
What's the deal with airline food?
I think we're done.
I think we're done.
Thank you, guys. All right.
What about beef?
So, Matt needs to stop making jokes.
Not jokes. I'm just slowly killing you all.
So it's never mind. Yeah, thanks for coming, guys. That's it for tonight. See y'all next week. Who else is fucking tired as shit?